It's a very busy night here on the News at 10. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Amanda Rouse in for Jen Bernstein. Our top story tonight, Fotis Dulos, the estranged husband of Jennifer Dulos, arrested again in connection with her disappearance. Fox 61 was the only station bringing you this moment live. Dulos walking out of these Troop G State Police barracks in Bridgeport, bonding out on new evidence tampering charges. Tonight, our first look at the new mugshot. Arrest documents giving us a clearer picture of how police arrived at these charges for a second time.
This is a case that has captured the attention of the nation. Fotis Dulos' wife, Jennifer Dulos, missing since May 24th. New tonight, police saying this is the last known photograph of Jennifer alive. Jennifer dropping her kids off at school near her home in New Canaan that morning. The search for Jennifer has been a long one. Investigators exhausting every possible resource to help bring some closure to her family. So far, there's been no sign of her despite hundreds of trips. Her estranged husband and his girlfriend, Michelle Troconis, already facing evidence tampering charges in Jennifer's disappearance. There's so much to break down when it comes to this case.
We do have team coverage tonight. Fox 61's Carmen Chow in the northern part of the state where Fotis Dulos was arrested. And we first want to get right over to Fox 61's Dave Puglisi, who was at Troop G barracks in Bridgeport when Fotis Dulos was released from custody. Dave.
And Fotis was arrested at his Farmington home and then taken here to Troop G in Bridgeport. He was able to post a $500,000 bond and walk out with his attorney, who calls this arrest punitive.
The requirement to make another bond seems simply a stunt on the state's part to try to wear down our will to resist.
Fotis Dulos and Pattis walked out of the Connecticut State Police Troop G in Bridgeport out on bail. Dulos was arrested on one count of felony tampering with or fabricating evidence. In a statement to Fox 61, Pattis called the charges punitive and that they are neither bending nor breaking.
It's an exhausting fight. I love my children. That's about it.
A 43-page arrest warrant releases new surveillance photographs showing the Connecticut State Police investigators call the last known photo of Jennifer Dulos alive. It depicts her black Chevy Suburban driving home down Wells Lane in New Canaan at 8:05 a.m. on May 24th after dropping off her children at school. At 10:25, that same car is seen again leaving the area. Investigators believe it's being driven by Fotis Dulos, with Jennifer's body in the car.
There's not much here that we hadn't heard before, and I question the wisdom of these charges at this late date.
The warrant shows surveillance photos of a red Toyota Tacoma that was seen in the same area where Jennifer's Suburban was abandoned not long before. It pulls into 80 Mountain Springs Road at 12:22 p.m. That home is owned by the Four Group and has been the site of police investigations.
We've pled not guilty to the pending charges. We intend to plead not guilty to these charges, and we look forward to a full day in court.
And according to the warrant, police accuse Fotis of taking the truck to the car wash in Avon to get his truck detailed. The worker was asked to replace the seats and get rid of them. But that worker kept the originals without Fotis' knowledge and gave them to the police to be examined. Lab results of the seats tested positive for Jennifer's blood. And now Fotis has already been charged with tampering and hindering a prosecution. He pled not guilty to those charges and will be in court in Norwalk on the 12th. Live in Bridgeport, Dave Puglisi, Fox 61 News.
Dave, thank you. Now, Fotis Dulos' attorney, Norm Pattis, released a brand new statement today, and it reads, "It is difficult to see why the state waited for months to serve a warrant. It was unnecessary." Apparently, Michelle has changed her tune, and a handyman is telling tales to deflect attention from himself. "We wish the state police would spend more time looking for Jennifer and less time trying to build a case against Fotis. We will plead not guilty to these charges next week in Norwalk." State police arresting Fotis Dulos at his home in Farmington.
And that is where we find Fox 61's Carmen Chow. She is there live with that part of the story. And Carmen, what have you learned?
I'm Brand Amanda. I'm on Jefferson Crossing in Farmington, where state police earlier in the afternoon arrested Fotis Dulos. He was then brought to Bridgeport to be processed. He posted his bond and has since been released. This is Fotis Dulos' new booking photo after state police arrested him earlier in the day at his Jefferson Crossing home. He has been charged with tampering with and/or fabricating with the physical evidence, all in connection with the disappearance of Jennifer Dulos, who was reported missing the evening of May 24th. We spoke to defense attorney James Bergen on what this now means for Fotis going forward.
The idea of going out and arresting someone at their home when you've already been going to court, that's not common. If it's a completely different crime, yes, that would be what happened. But it sounds, from what we've heard so far, that this is tampering with evidence, which he's already been charged with.
Police released a detailed 43-page arrest warrant tonight of Fotis and his girlfriend Michelle Tracona's alleged involvement in Jennifer's disappearance. The warrant states a red Toyota Tacoma is spotted turning into the driveway of 80 Mountain Spring Road shortly before 12:30 after coming back from New Canaan the same day Jennifer went missing. A few days later, also spotted on surveillance footage, was Fotis in that same vehicle getting his car washed and detailed at the Russell Speeders Car Wash in Avon.
If they have some new information or information that is newly understood as to why it's material, then it would be totally straight up just to add to the charge.
Bergen saying Fotis' attorney Norm Pattis has made it clear he wants this battle to be made public.
This is thematic for him. He's been making the point that the law enforcement personnel have been going public with leaked information and then trying to get a gag order on him.
And I have been out here on Jefferson Crossing for the majority of the evening, and I have yet to see Fotis Dulos pull into the property, so it is unclear as to if Fotis is actually back home tonight or not. I'm live in Farmington. Carmen Chow, Fox 61 News.